Hi, my name is Harry Waters, and this is The Story. This video course is about how to become a novelist. In the last video, we talked about story types and filtering and how that's going to help get you to a more marketable story so that when you actually write, you're writing something that resonates with readers. In this video, we're going to talk about how to do three things at once because this video series is all about making things more economical, and this is a quantum leap. Something I just stumbled upon, and I'm not sure why I didn't think about it before, but it's a trick. It's a bit of a trick, and I learned it from reading literary journals. This is Tin Can Literary Review, and there's a guy named Alan Sinsick who is a creative writing teacher, and he's won a bunch of awards, and as a short story writer. So I'm following him. This is his short story in the Tin Can Literary Review. And what he's doing is he's taking a chapter from his novel and submitting it as a short story to these journals. And so he's doing two things at once. He's getting published, so he's building his resume, and he's also making progress on his novel at the same time, which is great. That's like a huge, like, economical, like, you know, like, enormous. I've been submitting one-off short stories that I just, I'm coming up with all these ideas for these short stories, and I'm like, oh yeah, I think this one will work, but outside of like submitting it and using that as a resume builder, it's not as useful outside of that, outside of like just building reader loyalty, that sort of thing. Learning, you can learn a lot by writing a one-off short story. So there's utility to it, but in this case, I'm trying to get from unpaid to paid as quickly as possible. So I'm looking for all these hacks in order to get, paid as quickly as I can. And I want to convey this information based on a book that I read called Share Your Work by Austin Kleon. And it talks about how when you share your work, you actually make greater progress towards your goal. And that is how I discovered this hack, is by starting to share my work. And by talking about it, by creating these videos, there's a couple of things that happen. One is you clarify your own ideas, but then you also pass on that information to somebody who may be struggling with the same ideas and wanting to get to a novel career faster. And so that's the whole nature of these videos. It's to help me by sharing my work, but it's also to help other people and to create a community around novel writing. And specifically going from being a new writer to becoming a paid writer. And so the third thing, I mentioned two things. One is when you take a chapter from your novel and write it as a short story, you're building your resume by hopefully getting that chapter published as a short story. You're also making progress on your novel. But the third thing you're doing is by making it a short story that's submissible and publishable, you're actually improving the structure of that chapter. You've heard the term page turner. Well, a short story is, in essence, when it's executed at its highest level, it is a page turner. There's nothing to turn to after you read it. You're just like stuck there thinking about it, and the best short stories are the ones that haunt you. Edgar Allan Poe is a great short story writer for that reason, and you think about it, at the oddest times, it just kind of like pops into your head, like, wow, that was really interesting. And that's the great thing about short stories. So the next video we'll talk about, submitting, how you can make submitting to these journals, finding them and submitting to them a lot easier. And so that's all I have for today. And if you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe for notifications, turn on notifications, and leave a comment if there's anything you'd like to hear me talk more about. If you have any questions specifically for me, I'll answer them in the comments, and hope you're having a great day.